I've taken up this habit of like having this kind of formula, this kind of like routine of where I make a video, then I send an email, and I try to not to think about the email, and then maybe like I take a nap or I eat something, and then like I make another video, and then I make another email, and on 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 and on. You know, like all these things. It's just this perpetual cycle of humiliation. Not because I deserve to have all these hot women, you know, like that's not. I deserve to know the truth. Like that's it. That's it. And so I don't trust anything that Quentin Tarantino says. And so therefore, everyone that's around him can no longer be trusted either. But if I put those women in front of me and look them in the eye and say, tell me what time it is, that they're going to say 12:36 is the perfect minute. I need you. That's the point. Yes. And so why do I say that? Right, 12:36. What is that? Right, some magic. Right. In mathematics, they have perfect numbers. Right, where the number is the sum of its fractional amounts. And so there's only one perfector, and it goes 6, 28, 4, 96, 5,000. Right, it goes on and on and on and on. But the first one is 6. Whose fractional amounts are 1, 2, and 3. 6 over 6 is 1. 6 over 3 is 2. 6 over 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 1 times 2 times 3 is also 6. Therefore, right, you get it? There's only one magic minute. There's only one perfect minute. It's 12:36. 1, 2, 3, 6. Right? They've all learned that because of me. Because I'm the only one that ever put it together. So, Quentin thought that he could behave as a practitioner in the world and never resolve, right, the condition that makes him the practitioner that he is. And it doesn't work that way. That's not how it works. I wish that I could say, there's no reason why I'm a hardcore badass psychic daddy. Like, I wish that I could say that, you know? Doesn't work that way. There's a very specific reason. Same with Quentin. And so we sacrifice something in exchange for something else. Tit for tat. Equal measure quid pro quo. And so the same is true with Quentin, right? Which has bled into every fucking pore of show business. That's the point. Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, right? UCLA Law. Not because he's cool, but because he's manipulative. That's the point. This is what I was saying in my email however long ago. I wrote David Berlinski. He's one of my heroes. Like, during the middle of all this, I had been writing him, not to get a reply or anything, just... And this was before Tribeca. I wrote him and I said, I got this thing. I got in the middle of this thing. I don't know what it is, but I appreciate you. And I started writing his daughter. His name's Claire Berlinski, the global cosmopolitan, I think her name is. And I started saying, please help me. Like, please be decent. Like, be a good journalist. And so now my point is that she no longer accepts my emails. So what does that mean? What does that mean, honestly? Like, I didn't say I want a free subscription, right? I didn't say... Right? I said I got a fucking hardcore story, and you need to pull your head out of your ass and figure out where the news is. And so is it likely that they said, oh, gosh, like, crazy guy? Or is it far likelier that she called her father, her 86-year-old father, however old he is? And so what is the truth with this man who keeps emailing my office about you in relation to Quentin Tarantino? Isn't it far likelier that David Berlinski is a fucking genius and he sees the forest for the trees and says, I don't know what the truth is. I really wish they would reconcile. Brian seems like a nice guy. Isn't that? Isn't that far likelier? And then she called Quentin's people and they said, litigation, we bury you in it. Because he's a creep and he's unresolved in his mind. Right? He has a reason for his clairvoyant mastery. He behaves in the world for a certain reason. Right? Through sheer stubbornness, right? Through sheer, right, knowing that he's an animal, that I'll be fine, all these things. It has become all but too obvious, the source of his clairvoyant mastery. And it's very similar to mine, right? Like almost funnily. So my point is that it seems like he has overextended himself in a real way. That he's disseminated like too much of his spiritual fire, too much of his intellectual influence over all of these disparate factions. I didn't write Steven Spielberg, you get it? I wrote like real fucking hardcore intellectuals. That's the point. I wrote Salman Rushdie, right? I wrote David Berlinski, right? David Berlinski has like 5 PhDs. This is like a real guy, right? And so, this is what he's struggling with right now. That I didn't seek resolution in show business. I sought resolution from real people who would understand what I'm saying and how dangerous it is. Psychologically, spiritually, metaphysically, emotionally. All these things. Right? And so I think that it's far likelier that he perhaps did get a couple of really, really hardcore letters that said, explain to me what's occurring between you and this man. Seems pretty fucked up to me. And if there's any truth in what he's saying, then you are a dangerous man. Is that impossible? Because, right, if you've read the satanic verses, right, then you know that Salman Rushdie probably would understand exactly what I'm saying. If he read the letter, right? Same with Thomas Pynchon, all these guys, right? David Berlinski. Right? Steven Spielberg don't understand. None of these motherfuckers understand. That's the point. Right? And so, now, right, goddamn, these women, it's become this, political thing now, It's like, goddamn, I'm fine, there it is. I'm fucking hot and I'm shredded, right? I'll smash ass all day. Yeah, sure. However, asterisk caveat. Right, my point is that they saw something beautiful in me and said, yes, we want to express ourselves with him. He's got everything you need intellectually, everything we need physically. Just be cool. Right? And so he's been so repressed. He's been so, clustered, in his mind, that now those bitches ain't got much of a choice, do they? That's the point. They do. But they could say, no, we don't care, how sweet and loving you are. Thanks for helping us get out from Quentin. Right? This is when I say something racist, because Quentin's in the conversation. But my point is that, right, they're smart. They're smart. That they have to grow old in the world. And so they can, grasp at straws and say, oh, well, there's another man somewhere, and we all know it's fucking stupid. Right? Do I love the man who devoted, 2 years of his life to suffering to show us that he was listening? Right? You understand, what I'm saying right now? That Quentin is exerting this Herculean level of effort over this thing, right? And the love spell is disseminating into every pore as well. And people are finding it harder and harder to justify being weird about it. Because he doesn't have an argument intellectually, right? These women can't argue it physically, spiritually, intellectually, unless they deny everything good in themselves. That's the point, right? That I've swallowed them to such an attenuated degree with love and beauty and truth that they're all just exhausted by it. And then these women in a good way, they're yeah, cool, yeah, that's exactly what I've always wanted. And Quentin in the worst way, because he knows he's never been able to be that. So, can we reconcile? I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I think there's a big part of them that's excited by reclusive novelist, that's I think that excites them a lot, for them to pop up once a year, not constantly. The movie machine, man, there's no grace in it. There's no civility in it. It's just project, scheduling, red carpet, shooting, post-production, film festival circuit, discussion panel, shooting, post-production, film festival circuit, discussion panel, on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And Daniela can't even do that because he's so cloistered in his mind and she's so goddamn fine. He can't let her out in the world because she's miserable, and she starts spreading her legs for every man who tells her she's fine. Right? Isn't that kind of the point? Right? So I don't know if we can reconcile. I don't know. He has to, politics, show business, performance, movies, psychic occultism, being held hostage, hardcore passionate love, nasty raunchy sex, right? All these things, right? Tied up bondage rape scenes, right? Still interested in being an actor.